Good evening, folks. This is Deb Delapiana, and this is your short take. First, before I start, I would like to say that I hope all of you had a great Christmas with your friends and your families. Now that that's out of the way, we need to talk about where we are going as we approach 2024. And a lot of our topic, a lot of the subjects that we broach, a lot of the videos that we make will be about the election. Nothing that, starting on January 1st, nothing that could possibly go on next year could be as important as November 2024. So one of the things that we have to start changing in this country is the notion that some elections aren't as important as others. And I'm going to take you through a little trip to Michigan right now. In Michigan, after the midterms, we had what is known as a trifecta, which means that the legislature, the governor, and I believe the attorney general were all Democrats. That's what a trifecta is, okay? So we lost that trifecta already. This is 2023, and it's already gone because two of the Democrats who ran and won mayoral elections and are now moving into cities to become mayors. So there's 2 seats open. Both of these districts in Michigan are lean towards Democrats, and we get that. That's not a reason to stay home, though. See, this is the problem. A lot of time we've developed some bad habits. You know, like in the state of Massachusetts, I hear people say all the time, because we're pretty blue, oh, I don't have to worry about it because Hillary Clinton's got Massachusetts, and sure the shit she did. But in other states where they thought she had their states, they didn't bother to vote, and she didn't. Okay, this is a bad habit to start. There are no insignificant elections anymore. We think that we've made that point clear since Donald Trump, all the way down to school committees. They're trying to infiltrate the school committees. With Moms for Liberty is infiltrating the school committees to be able to ban books. You know, they're all important now. So in Michigan, we have the primary coming up on January 30th. And then we have the actual election coming up on April 16th, before November. These are special elections. And you people in Michigan, the Democratic voters in Michigan, need to get out and vote. This is critical. It's the same situation in New York where George Santos has been removed. They have a special election coming up. It is imperative that the Democratic voters get their shit together in New York, and let's start heading to 2024 by taking that seat back right now. Yes, the person will have to run again, but if they're already in, you're an incumbent and it's easier. There are no insignificant elections when fascism is staring you in the face. That is an actual fact, okay? This is the way you stop it. You are not going to stop it by flooding the streets with guns and weapons. We all saw that, okay? That's not where we want to go. Our power is in voting. They're not afraid of you on the streets. They're afraid of you in a voting booth. And I will say it again. The conservative element in this country, the MAGA particularly, are not in the majority. So the only way that they win is when the Democrats decide not to vote. Because, hey, we've got it all. Well, we never have it all. Nobody ever dreamed in their wildest imagination that Donald Trump was ever going to become president. I know. I was streaming with these people. I don't even talk to them anymore. Okay? There's no way he's going to win. He won. Okay? He won. And he won because of ambivalence towards Hillary Clinton. No interest in voting. And that's when the GOP wins. And it's happened before in history, but they are not in the majority. There are no insignificant elections. It doesn't matter if it's a mayor. It doesn't matter if it's a school committee. If you are in your town and you're not involved in your school committee, knowing everything that's going on in this country with school committees, you need to be involved. You need to vote for the mayor. You need to vote for state legislators, not just national legislators. All, all elections matter. Okay, let's go there. Okay, all elections matter. So in Michigan, we have a lot of Democrats running in the primary. Okay, we have one Republican in one of the districts. And I don't care. Again, I don't care if the Democrats steamroll in the primary. You need to get out and vote again in April to put them in office, because they will be a challenger. Let's talk about November now. I have people absolutely convinced that the Democratic voters are going to come out in droves in November, and I hope that that's true. I really do. I don't mind telling you the Democratic vote is scammy. But I'm going to say this. Yes, let's assume that they all come out in droves in November and we cream the Republicans and we take back the House and expand the Senate. That doesn't mean you don't vote the next cycle. That doesn't mean you ignore the midterms that are going to come up in 2026. We win back the House, all of the House members will be up again in 2026. You don't vote that time, the Republicans can be back in again. Okay? They won the House in 2022 because of only 52% registered Democrats turned out to vote. Now, people are talking about that we killed the red wave. Yeah, we stopped the red wave. But you know what? We lost the House. So we accomplished absolutely fucking nothing in terms of getting legislation passed, because when the MAGA House is in charge, nothing happens. You can see this. This is all right in front of you. So if we do this, if we're successful in 2024, there's your ticket to 2028. But in between that, there's a midterm in 2026. And anything can happen. Anything. If you don't vote. As we have said, Pew Research shows this. At 52% to 55%, the GOP can win. And they did win the House at 52% of registered Democrats voting. At 60%, the Democrats win. At 70%, we could put the GOP out of business. This party right now that exists in the GOP, not even Liz Cheney could save it. Listen to me. This party needs to be, I agree with Jennifer Rubin from the Washington Post, a former Republican, by the way, who believes that the Republicans need to be driven out. There can be, quote, as she put it, no survivors in terms of political survival. Because even if we do win and we are successful in 2024, they are not going to go away. They have now been empowered by Donald Trump. Whether he wins or not matters not. Whether he goes to jail or not matters not. They are now empowered. They have the Matt Gaetzes and everybody else behind them. And even if they lose their seats, they will be working within the Republican machine to put MAGA back in again. There's more MAGAs than Donald Trump, okay? They are now empowered. They are out there. They smell it. They want it. They want authoritarian rule. They want fascism. And they are not going to give it up that easy. We must be equal to the task, folks. This is not a drill. People need to understand this is not a drill. And as much as I would like to think that the Republican Party is going to straighten itself out, it really doesn't matter to me, because I don't agree with many Republican policies. Regardless of what happens with the GOP, they're not friendly to immigrants. They're not friendly to women. They're not friendly to gay and lesbian peoples, even in their best day. But as MAGA Republicans, they are downright dangerous to this country. So I'm imploring you, do not screw this up. I will talk to you all later.